Bam Banana and third Monday p.m. Repeat 110.
with our lecture table, talk to people about space, things that humans do in space. And then on Friday, last night, we were at a Cheddar's restaurant, North Irving, for a weekly event that we do that I coordinate called the Space Rendezvous. And so we met there to talk space things. Today, the National Space Society local chapter gave a presentation and had literature and talked to people about space at the first public library in the cities. The talk was by our president of our group, Ken Ruffin, and he spoke about his updated presentation, Future of NASA and Commercial Space Flight. The meeting will be Sunday the 12th, so not tomorrow, but 2 weeks later, Sunday, May the 12th. In this Spring Creek barbecue in Irving on the southwest corner of Beltline Highway 183. And our meeting starts at 3:30 p.m. Our presentation at 4. It's a hybrid meeting. We have in-person where you can sit down, have some barbecue or drink if you'd like, and watch the meeting directly, or you can attend via virtual. If people let me know, I can send them a bill for them to, virtual sign in. And our presentation will be our second presentation by Dr. Pascal Lee. He works for NASA at the Research Center in California and does other things at NASA. He talked more about Mars exploration. It's his second presentation to us about that topic. That'll be on Sunday the 12th. And then we have a big event coming up in California later in May. This is 5BB. On May the 23rd, which is a Thursday, through the 26th, which is a Sunday. Those 4 days, we have the International Space Development Conference. This is a yearly event held in different cities, National Space Society. And a lot of interesting people will be here, including the actor that played James T. Kirk. That's right, William Shatner will be there, as well as a lot of astronauts and people that run various kinds of NASA and other things. Dr. Alan Stone from Southwest Research Institute will be there. He's been involved with a lot of different space probes, including New Horizons to Pluto. So there'll be all kinds of interesting things going on, thinking about all kinds of things involving flight. The rockets, the ability of humans to live on the moon and Mars, how to get water on the moon and Mars, the new Lunar Gateway Space Station, medicine in space, law in space, all kinds of topics. So, if you have any interest in any of these topics or want to learn more about them, you can send me an email at space@byrom.net. That's SBCE@BYROMNET, or the address you'll find on the for me QRZ, which is N5BB@ARL.net. Thank you very much, N5BB.
Thank you very much, Bill. Boy, that sounds like a lot of interesting stuff coming away really soon. I also want to throw out there that the National Space Society of North Texas has an active page. Just type National Space Society North Texas into the box and request access. You'll receive meeting reminders and activities. All right, this is live PDF Billy Control for the session of the DARC Skynet. Our is discussion topic of the evening. So for my discussion topic, chosen six missions to look forward to in 2024. This comes to us from pbs.org and an article by Allie M. Brampton, The Conversation. 2023 proved to be an important one for space missions. NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission returning a sample asteroid, and India's Chandrayaan-3 mission exploring the lunar south pole, and 2024 is shaping up to be another exciting year of space exploration. New missions under the Artemis Plan and commercial lunar halo services and news initiative will target the moon. The latter half of the year will feature several exciting launches, with the launch of Martian's exploration in September, Europa Clipper and Hera in October, and Artemis 2 and Viper to the moon in November, if everything goes as planned. Branson notes that they are a planetary scientist, and I think here are six of the space missions they're most excited to follow in 2024. Number 1, Europa Clipper. NASA will launch Europa Clipper, which will explore Jupiter's largest moon, Europa. Europa is slightly smaller moon with a surface made of ice. Beneath this icy shell, Europa likely harbors a saltwater ocean, which scientists expect contains over twice as much water as all the ocean here on Earth combined. With Europa Clipper, scientists will investigate whether Europa's ocean could be a suitable habitat for extraterrestrial life. The mission aims to do this by flying past Europa nearly 50 times, study the moon's icy shell, its surface geology, and its subsurface ocean. The mission will also look for active guiders viewing out from Europa. This mission will take the game for scientists hoping to understand ocean worlds like Europa. The launch window, the period when the mission could launch and achieve its plan, opens October 10th, 2024, at 21 days. The spacecraft will launch on a space Falcon Heavy rocket to arrive at the Jupiter system in 2030. Number 2, Artemis 2 launch. Our program, named after Apollo's twin sister in Greek mythology, and NASA's plan to go back to the moon. We'll send humans to the moon for the first time since 1972, including the woman and the first person of color. Artemis also includes plans for a long-term stay presence in space that will prepare NASA for sending people even farther to Mars. Artemis 2 is the first crew step in this plan, with 4 astronauts planned to be on board in a 10-day mission. Builds upon Artemis 1, which send crewed capsule in orbit around the moon in 2022. Artemis 2 will put astronauts into orbit on the moon before turning them home. It's currently planned for launch early in November 2024. There is a chance that it will get back to 2025, depending on whether all the necessary gear, such as spacesuits and oxygen equipment, is ready. 3. Viper, search for water on the moon. VIPER, which stands for Volatile Investigating Polar Exploration Rover, is a robot the size of a golf cart NASA will use to explore the moon's south pole in late 2004. Originally scheduled to launch in 2023, NASA put a mission back to complete more tests on the lander system, which Astronomy, a private company, developed as part of the Commercial Lunar Payload Services Program. This mission is vaporized like water and carbon dioxide at lunar temperatures. These materials provide resources to future human exploration on the moon. The robot will roll batteries, pipes, and radiators throughout its 100 mission, as it navigates everything in the extreme heat of daylight, when temperatures can reach 224 degrees Fahrenheit, to the moon's frigid shadow region that can reach a mind-boggling negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit. VIPER launch and delivery to the lunar surface is scheduled for November 2024. Trailblazer and Prime 1 missions. NASA has recently invested in a class of small, low-cost planetary missions called Simplex. Stands for Small Innovative Missions for Planetary Exploration. These missions save costs by taking along on other launches as what is called a right share or secondary load. One example is the Lunar Trailblazer. Like Viper, Lunar Trailblazer will look for water on the moon. But while Viper land on the moon's surface, studying a thick area near the pole in detail, Lunar Trailblazer will orbit the moon, measuring the temperature of the surface and mapping out the locations of the molecules across the globe. Currently, the Trailblazer is on track to be ready by early 2024. However, because secondary payloads, Lunar Trailblazer's timing depends on the primary payload launch readiness. The one mission scheduled for a mid-2024 launch is Lunar Trailblazer Pride. Prime 1 will drill into the moon. It's a test run for the kind of drill that Viper will use. But its state will likely depend on whether earlier launches go on time. And earlier commercial lunar payload services with landing partner was pushed back to early February 2024 at the early, and further delays could push back Prime and Lunar Trailblazer. 5. JAXA's Mars Moon Exploration Mission. Earth's moon has visitors, big and small, robotic and cruise planned for 2004. Mars' moons, Phobos and Deimos, will soon begin visitors as well. The Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA, has a robotic mission in development called the Martian Moon Exploration, MX, planned for launch around September 2024. The mission's main science objective is to determine the origin of Mars' moons. Scientists aren't sure whether Phobos and Deimos are former asteroids that are captured into orbit with its gravity, or if they formed debris that was already in orbit around Mars. This craft will spend 3 years around Mars conducting science operations to observe Phobos and Deimos. MX will also land on Phobos' surface and collect samples before returning to Earth. 6. ESA Hera mission. Hera is a mission to European Space Agency to return to the Dimorphos asteroid system NASA's DART mission visited in 2022. But DART didn't just visit these asteroids, it collided with one of them to test planetary defense technique called kinetic impact. DART hit Dimorphos such force it actually changed its orbit. The kinetic impact technique smashes something into an object in order to alter its path. This could prove useful if humanity refines a potentially hazardous object on collision course with Earth and needs to reach it. Hera will launch in October 2024, making way in late 2026 to Dimorphos, where it will study physical properties of asteroids. This article is republished from The Conversation. There is a link where you can read the article on ps.org. This is AFI's PDF. Billy, your next connection for this session of the DAP Skynet. At this time, I'm going to return the net to Tom. 85 ICX, if you'll do a quick check-in round and see if there's anyone on non-frequency who would like to check in. And then you have my question to turn the net over to chat for his was estimate. So this is 85 ICX from KFI PBS.
All right, very good. Thank you, Billy. I know what you're going through. This is KEICX. I'll go ahead and take additional check-ins. Join us this evening. You haven't done so already. Please call sign Kinetic, your name, where you're transmitting from.
November 8th, Whiskey Romeo. Homie, I'm grapevine. Front of the net.
Okay, we have an 8 WWWR rolling over in grapevine. Anyone else? Okay, I guess it's time for our astronomer, Chad. It's AHA. What's up for this evening from KEICS?
Thank you, Tom. Good evening once again, everyone. This is Chaz, KF5AHA. We call the segment of Skynet What, because it's all about what's going on astronomically for the next couple of weeks and beyond. Slide Master, slide number 3, or slide master is Tom. On April the 23rd, the moon was full, so the current of the moon is a waning gibbous. On May the 1st, the moon will be at its third quarter phase. On May the 5th, the moon is at parity, which is the point the moon's orbit closest to the Earth at a distance of 363,163 kilometers. On May the 7th, the moon anew. On May the 15th, it is at first quarter. On May the 7th, the moon is at apogee, which is the point in the moon's orbit that is furthest from Earth at a distance of 404,640 kilometers. Slide Master, slide number 4. On April 29th, Mars and Neptune will be in conjunction in the early sky. You'll need a telescope to be able to view Neptune. Slide Master, slide 5. On April the 30th, the moon and Ceres will be in conjunction in the morning sky. Sailors will be required to see Ceres at least. And if you look at Ceres and then look at a couple of hours later, you'll be able to see that it's compared to the background star. You'll be able to spot, oh yeah, that's it. Slide Master, slide number 6. On May 4th, that's Star Wars Day. The moon, Neptune, Mars, and Saturn will be in conjunction in the early morning sky. It will be spread out over a period of about 4 degrees. Slide Master, slide number 70. On the 9th, May the 5th and 6th is the peak of the Aquariid meteor shower with a maximum of up to 55 meteors per hour. Now this is the major meteor shower during the year. It's famous for being the result of debris left behind by Comet Halley. On the night of May the 8th and 9th, the Eta Lyrae meteor shower reaches its maximum with about 3 or 4 meteors per hour. It's associated with debris left behind by Comet C 1983 H1, also known as Iris Araki-Alcott. For more information about meteors and meteor showers, you can visit the International Meteor Organization at IAM.net, or you can meteor search at ammsmeteors.org. Slide Master, slide 8, please. On May, the moon and Mercury are in conjunction in the eastern morning sky. Slide Master, slide number 9. On May the 7th, the moon and Venus are in conjunction in the eastern morning sky with very strong twilight. This is being considered a very, very old moon. It's just a few hours away from becoming a new moon. Now, okay, this was in morning sky. Slide Master, slide number 10. About 36 hours later, the moon and the Pleiades are in conjunction in western evening sky with very, very strong light. Once again, you'll need binoculars, both of them, to be considered a very young moon, since it's only a few years after the moon had become new moon. This is KF5JD, and this is Sky. Slide Master, slide 11. Do any of you out there in real land have any questions or need a fill on any information? Or maybe you just have a general astronomy question. Come out with your call sign if you have a quick question or fill. All right, so as the moon, so do these words for this sake Skynet that stays keep well, great world. It's the only where you can live, at least right now. And until next time, actually, I'll be doing other Skynet thing in a few minutes. Looking up, so you know what's up. And this is KF5JJ for net control. Billy, it's all yours. KF5 PDS.
Thank you so much, Chaz, and thank you everyone well wishes. Next up is space exploration and some space 3. So this time I'll turn the net over to Brenda, WVV5NL. The net is yours from KF5 PDS.
Thank you, Billy. This is WVV5NL. In space exploration news, first we're going to talk about Victus Haze. That's VIDTUAS and then HAZE. The continued push for domain awareness comes with contracts between the U.S. Space Force and space services companies to create missions that will align with national security needs. Earlier this month, RONAP announced a $32 million contract with Space Systems Command, SSC, an organization within the U.S. Space Force responsible for the services development and action of new space technologies and capabilities. The contract is to develop a spacecraft and command and control center for the Victus Haze Tactically Responsive Space TCRS mission that aims to quicken the pace of launches deemed important for national security in order to more rapidly respond to future urgent on-orbit. The Gulf demonstration mission would put to the test the ability of the military's capacity to quickly position satellites in space to respond to threats and investigate suspicious objects. Next, NASA finds new homes for Artemis generation of moon trees across the U.S. After careful review of hundreds of applicants, NASA selected organizations from across the country to receive tree seedlings that flew around the moon on the AC's Artemis 1 mission in 2022 to plan their communities. Notifications selected institutions will be made with the first begin this spring, followed by notifications in fall 2024, spring 2025, and fall 2025. NASA chose institutions based on criteria that evaluated their suitability care for the various three species. And their ability to maximize educational opportunities around the life and growth of the tree and communities. A new era of moon trees will one day stand tall in communities of America, said NASA Administrator Nelson. Now bringing the spirit of exploration back onto Earth because it belongs to everyone. The Artemis generation will carry forth seedlings that will be fertile ground for creativity, inspiration, and discovery for years to come. The companion picture here is a loblolly Artemis moon tree at the dedication ceremony at North Carolina's government mansion. It's not planted there. There's just a picture. And these are not the first moon trees. In 1971, Stuart Russo carried tree seed to lunar orbit aboard Apollo 14. You can look online to see the tree's locations. Many are marked with a link. Next, President Moon mission to carry an electric moon shield 2024. Lunar radial dust can get into gaskets and sealed hatches and even habitats, which can pose a lot of issues for spacecraft and astronauts. One possible solution to mitigate damage Caused by this dust is NASA's new Electrodynamic Dust Shield, EDS technology. EDS technology has been in the works at NASA Kennedy since 2000 and is a derivation of the electric curtain concept originally crafted in 1967. They use a combination of electrodes and electric fields to pick up and remove dust from objects, thermal radiators, solar panels, camera lenses, spacesuits, boots, and helm visors. The EDS system will fly aboard Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost Moon 1, which will put a lunar lander on the moon's surface later in 2024. A total of 10 NC payloads will to the moon on Blue Ghost Mission 1, including the EDS prototype. We have 2 birthdays this week, which is real unusual. First we have Von Kegel, born April 24th, 1959. She has not flown any flights. Next we have F.L.S. Baker, born April 26th, 1953. She flew on TS-30, 34, 50, and 71. Now, this weekend's history. On April 23rd, 1962, Ranger 4 launched. The Ranger 4 spacecraft began journey to the moon aboard an Atlas Agena rocket. Due to onboard computer malfunction, the spacecraft could not deploy its solar panels and record any valid scientific data. It crashed on the far side of the moon on April 26th. At its failures, Ranger 4 was the first U.S. spacecraft to hit a celestial body and reach the lunar fried's surface. Finally, April 24, 1967, was the death of Vladimir Koromov. He was a Soviet test pilot, aerospace engineer, cosmonaut. In October 1964, he commanded Voskhod 1, the first spacecraft to carry more than one crew member. He became the first Soviet astronaut to fly in space twice when he was selected as a solo pilot of Soyuz 1, his first crewed flight. Parachute failure caused Soyuz capsule to crash into the ground on entry on April 24, 1967, making him the first man to die in a flight. All right, back at WB-5OZO.
Thank you, Brenda. This is AFI TDS, the Internet Control for this edition of the DARC Skynet. At this time, I'm going to return it to Tom KE5X. Do a quick chicken round, see if there's anybody on frequency that would like to check. I have my permission to return the net to as for Miss Carolyn's constellation. This is Tom KE5IC from KFTDS.
And I'll do exactly what is commonly called time. Leave your name where you're transmitting from.
Kilo Echo Lima, Zulu Echo, Randy, and Carolyn.
I picked up, I hope I got this right, Kilo 5 Lima Zulu Echo, that's Randy in Carrollton. Chaz, you're up for Miss Carroll's constellation of the week on KE5IX.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening again. Slide number 13. Miss Carolyn's constellation of the week is named in honor of Silent Key, Carolyn, KC5OZT. Carolyn contributed to Skynet Week almost from its beginning in 2012 until May 2019, with a detailed look at one particular constellation a week. Let's serve about 52 easily visible constellations seen in North Texas throughout the year, out of the 80 total number of constellations. So Miss Carolyn covered the entire sky over North Texas in a year. And in her, we've continued the tradition of a constellation per week and named this segment after her. Miss Carolyn's constellation of the week this is a twofer: Crater the Cup and Corvus the Crow. Slide Master, slide number 14. Now, how do you find Crater and Corvus? Let's start with something that we've already talked about. Let's see. If you start with the Big Dipper and follow the handle of the Big Dipper, the head is curved. The name for it is an arc. If you follow the handle of the Big Dipper to the star called Arcturus and keep on going, then you run into Spica. That's the bright star in Virgo. Now just keep on down. In other words, south. And you get a little to the right and a little bit to the west from Spica and run into the constellation of Corvus and Crater. They're not bright constellations. Slide Master, slide number 15, please. The jokes of the week. Okay, here we go. Actually, I got two slides of them, so there's a bunch of them tonight. What do you call it that targets crows? COVID-19. What are ravens? Why are ravens so smart? Ravens are about the same. Because they spend all their time hanging out at the college. Like college. I say tiny baby raven, and now he won't leave. I guess he's my crow. Okay, that was kind of funny. Before the invention of the crowbar, crows drank at home. What's the difference between a raven and a crow? Pinion feathers are feathers at the tip of the bird's wing that allows it to fly. They are all the ones that pull will trim to prevent the bird flying away. Crows have 5 pinion feathers, while ravens have 6. So think about it. The difference between a crow and a raven is really just a matter of opinion. That was a long, drawn-out joke, wasn't it? Slide number 16. The next continuation of jokes. So an optimist says the cup is half full. The pessimist says the cup is half empty. The optometrist says you need to get glasses. I learned from my friend John Cotton that an optimist says the cup's half full. The pessimist says the cup is half empty. And engineer says the cup's too big for the amount of water that you have. John, where you are out there, thank you for that. What do you call a sad cup of coffee? A depresso. Someone stole my favorite coffee cup right off my desk at work. Now I have to go to the police station and look some mug shots. If a cup has holy water, a vampire should never drink from it. There's too much risk of cross-contamination. Oh, come on, that's funny, wasn't it? A king has 3 cups in front of him. The first 2 cups are full, the third cup is empty. What is the king's name? King Philip III. Slide Master, slide number 17. I need to get out of these things. The constellation of Crater represents the cup of Hollow. There are reasons the constellations from Crater, Corvus, and Hydra are all together in the sky. It's because they are all from the same story in Greek mythology, where Apollo gave his cup to the crow, the raven, and sent him on a mission to fetch the waters of the flood. However, Corvus was lazy and rested in a tree while waiting for the fruit to ripen. and she ate after her lengthy rest. When Corvus finally fetched the water, he also brought back a water snake, using it to lie to Apollo, saying that the snake delayed him. Apollo saw through the light and angrily threw the crow, the cup, and the water snake into the sky, where they came the constellations of Corvus, Crater, and Hydra. Strange story for me. Gamma Craterus is a fairly easy double star. The primary star is here of white 8 main sequence stars, standing at a magnitude of 0.008, while the companion star is a magnitude of 0.6. The system is 84 light years from our solar system. Slide number 18, please. The object NG3513 is a magnitude 11 barred galaxy with irregular structure. The central bar is really easy to make out in a 17-inch class telescope. Some of the spiral arm structure may be seen, but with difficulty. Slide masters, slide number 19. NG3511 is another barred spiral galaxy of SBC. Its magnitude is 12. And it is only 1 by 4 arcmin area. This galaxy is seen obliquely, which makes it difficult to clearly resolve the spiral arms. NC35 and ND3513 together make a nice galaxy field of view. And this is K5, JJ, and J in the Skynet. Slide number 20, please. The crow is Latin, which means crow or raven. In taxonomy, the science of animal classification, the genus Corvus includes the crows and the ravens. Corvus and the neighbor constellation of Crater the Cup both appear to be sitting on the back Hydra, the water snake. Probably the story we just talked about. Algorba, Delta Corvi, is the word means raven. It is a double star and is easily split. Binary first noted by John Herschel J. South in 1823. No change in position or separation has been noted for two stars since, but it is a binary star since both stars share the same proper motion. The star appears to shine at a magnitude 2.95, while its companion is only a magnitude 0.5. Opinions differ for the color of the two stars, ranging from white and orange to pale yellow and purple. Yeah, some stars that look like they were a little bit purple. Slide masters, slide number 1. This object is very interesting, called the Stargate. Left from the TASS newsletter, that's the spectrum. The Stargate cluster is an asteroid found by TASS John Wagner, who was searching for M1004 with his binoculars. This group of stars reminded John Stargate used by Rogers to travel into outer space. So John named it the Stargate. Actually, the cluster catalog is SCF 1659. This is from Frederick Struve, which first noted the group in 1832. The Stargate is also known as HD 1095-6. The cluster consists of a set of six stars that form a set of nested equilateral triangles. John named this group the Stargate at the Texas Star Party back in the 1980s, and the name stuck. There's actually an arrow of stars pointing right at the Stargate. And it's really seen that at both stars in Stargate. It's really a lot of fun to find. Slide master, slide number 22, please. Charles CA object number 104 is called the Sombrero Galaxy. It's also known as C45994, and is really honorees were formed the IAU in 1930. M104 was often as being in Corvus. Many astronomers believe M104 is a flying member of the Virgo cluster of galaxies. In his book, The Mezzi Objects by Stephen James Amiro, he notes that M104 is a place in history. In 1913, Vestos Slipher of Lowell Observatory studied the spectrum of M104 and became the first astronomer to detect rotation in a galaxy other than our own Milky Way galaxy. Slide master, slide number 23, please. And the last object grouping is NGC 4027. It's another unusual galaxy located very close to the antenna galaxy, which is about 40 arc minutes away. And both in the antenna can often fit in the same low-earth field of view. However, it is a bit more difficult to see, so you'll need a clear, dark moonlight to find it. Robert Burnham Jr. in Burnham's Celestial book notes that in 1943, Carlo Shapley wrote that NGC 4027 and NGC 4038 and 4039 are also certainly physically associated or have been in the past. Burnham writes that this is pretty companion to NGC 4038 and 4039. It resembles a one-armed spiral with a single tail curved north and east in the general direction of a ringtail. The projected separation of the two systems is about 1 million light years, which implies that the interaction, if any, have occurred some distant time when the separation was much less. And this is KF5JJ, and this is Skynet. Slide matter, slide number 2024, please. Now, there are a few Astronomical League observing program objects, the constellations of Crater, the Corvus, the Crow. I've given you just a sample of some of those objects. The Astronomical League has, at last count, 77 different observing programs, most of which have about 100 objects. So, if you observe just 10 different objects observing program each, then you can earn an observing certificate and a pen from the Astronomical League in about a year. Slide number 25, and that is Miss Carolyn's constellations of Crater Cup and Corvus the Crow. I want to thank my friends Hutchison and Dennis Harwell for the research and words on deep sky objects that I use by Steel for every Skynet. I also at times use the website constellationsguide.com for information. Now next week, take a look at a couple of things you've probably heard of before. The major, the big bear, or the minor, the little bear. And this is K5JJ, bringing it back to our net control. But Billy, I hope you're better soon. This is KF5JJ back to KF5PDS.
Thank you so much, Kaz. And this is KFI TDS, Billy, your net control for this session of the DRC Skynet. All right, next up is space launches for this week. So again, I will turn the net over to Tom, E5ICX. And if you wouldn't mind clicking around before your segment, that would be great. This is the KE5IX from KFI2S.
Bravo, number 4, Mike, Foxtrot, India, WB4, MFI, Ted, Alice, low power.
Okay, we picked up a Ted, WBP4FI, over in World War I. Okay. So some of the launches are starting to actually slow down a little, believe it or not. We've had a whole plethora of lots of stuff recently. But we do have some things coming up. April 28th, tomorrow, there's a 9 launch for link 6-4. SLC-40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This will be a batch of 23 Starlink satellites that will be launched into low Earth orbit. A little more than 8 minutes after lift off the first stage booster. Boy, they have a tail number B1076 in the fleet. Will land solution. Just read the instructions when I go those. We have another Southwest 9 launch. I'm not sure the story was, but it was scheduled just for Vandenberg Station. They based this afternoon at 2:30 p.m. Next up is May 6th, Beta Alpha launch. This is the CS-100 launch flight from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Atlas V rocket designated AB-05 will launch Boeing CST-100 Starliner spacecraft on its mission with astronauts known as test flight to the International Space Station. The capsule docks to the space station to return to Earth and landing in the United States. NASA Butch Wilmore and Anthony Williams on that mission. The rocket solid rocket engine center upper stage. Also in April will be determined. They launch Owen Orbital Spaceport. This is in Gilmore Space in Australia, preparing to launch the inaugural of the Ares 1 rocket. 3-stage launch vehicle is 8 feet long and is equipped with a 4.9 diameter fairing. The rocket is designed to send up 305 kilograms into low Earth orbit. Mission called S1 does not have a payload on board. I am with for it. Let's see. Next, possibly, we do have a day 224 long march or launch from Shy Launch Center in the People's Republic of China. Long march 2D rocket launched space multi-band astronomical variable objects monitor SBOM spacecraft. The satellite is a dual Franco-Chinese mission, which is dedicated to the study of the most distant explosions of stars and gamma ray bursts. There are 4 main instruments on board, 2 of which are French, 2 of which are Chinese. Spacecraft will be launched in a 625-kilometer orbit and will operate for at least 3 years with an option to extend for another 2 years beyond that. Then finally, I've got Falcon Heavy OU launch from the Complex 39 Kennedy Space Center. Falcon Heavy will launch the 4th and final satellite in the next generation series of geostationary weather satellites for NASA and NOAA. OU will orbit 22,300 miles above to monitor weather conditions across the United States. Satellite renamed GOES-19 once it reaches its operational orbit. And just a side light to remind everyone, we have now 6 Chinese astronauts in orbit. 3 are headed to it, on their way, and gone space back to net control. This is KE-5, yeah.
Tom. All right, next up is recent astronomical discoveries. So this time I will turn the net to Brenda, WD5OZL. The net is yours from KF5 PDDS.
This is WB5OZL. Tonight's article is entitled Giant Galactic Explosion Exposes Galaxy Pollution in Action. A team of international researchers studied galaxy NC 4383 in the nearby Virgo cluster revealing a gas outflow so large that it would take 20,000 years for it to travel from one to the other. The discovery published today monthly in the journal Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society. Lead author Dr. Adam Watt from the University of Western Australia note at the International Center for Astronomy Research said the outflow was a result of powerful stellar explosions in the central region of the galaxy. It could eject enormous amounts of hydrogen and heavier elements. The massive gas ejected is equivalent to more than 50 million suns. Very little is known about the physics of outflows and their properties, because outflows are very hard to detect. The ejected gas is quite rich in heavy elements. It's a unique, a complex process of mixing between hydrogen and metals in the outflowing gas. In this particular case, we detect oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and many other chemical elements. Outflows are crucial to regulate how fast and how far or for how long galaxies can keep forming stars. The gas ejected by these explosions pollutes the space between stars and a galaxy, even between galaxies, and can float in the galactic medium. The high resolution map was produced with data from the MAUVE survey, that's MAUVE, co-led by ICMAR researchers, professors Bara Cantanella, and Luc Cortese, who were also co-authors of the study. The survey used the news integral field photograph on the Europe Southern Observatory's very large telescope in northern Chile. We designed MAUVE to investigate how physical processes such as gas flows help stop star formation in galaxies, Professor Canella said. NGCC 4383 was our target, as we expected something very interesting was happening, but the data exceeded all our expectations. We hope that in the future, MAUVE observations will reveal the importance of gas outflows in the local universe with exquisite detail. Okay, back to net WB5OZL.
All right, for the next segment, visible satellite passengers the next couple of days. We'll return that to Tom KE55ICF if you'll give us some information, some visible satellite passages from KF55TS.
And the KE5I is kind of slim picking tonight. I'll give you what I got. No decent ISS gas kind of avoid. So Tiangong, the Chinese space station I mentioned earlier, one good pass for it, minus 2.2 magnitude at 2050 east. April 29th. Now the west-northwest, it reached its highest point at 8 degrees at 2050, and it will fall degrees east-south at 2101. And another one I've got is the old reliable, that EVASAT, that large defunct environmental satellite that's in orbit. April 29th has a pretty good pass. Let's see here, 3.0 magnitude at 5:03 a.m. To the north, of course, it reaches the highest point at 60 degrees at 5:08, and it falls to the southwest at 5:10. April 30th is the newest good pass. There's actually two of them, but the better one is the one right point at 431 and 60 volts to the south-southeast at 433. Next up is May 2nd, 2.9 magnitude at 4:50 a.m. out of the north. Reaches highest point at 4:55 at 81 degrees. Falls south-southwest at 4:57. May 3rd is another good pass. There's actually first one is 4.6 magnitude, and dim for our part. 4:30 a.m. out of north-northeast, street side, 40 degrees east, also 20 degrees. And then I'll give you morning, 37 a.m. To the northeast, street side, point at 442, 75 degrees. And then 12 to 444 to the south at 32 degrees. That's it. That's all I got. And eager help offering tonight. View visibility KE5 ICS.
Thank you so much, Tom. This is KFAF5P Billy, your next control for the descendant of the DRC's Skynet. Our next up is astronomical Q&A. Are there anyone here with any questions for our knowledgeable panel? If you have any astronomical Q&A, please announce your call sign. Let's move on to our setting down. Are there any check-in stations with other remark questions? Does anyone need any fill? I'm not hearing anything there either. At this time, I will return the net to Tom one more time. The final second if there's anyone out there that would like to get in for this evening's camp. So let me return the net to Tom one more time. K5 ICX, KF5 PDS.
Yep, I'm here for final check-in. If anybody likes to try this, has not checked now try. Please come call sign. Last call for Skynet. Okay, well, Miss Billy, we got 21 in check, including us two. Back to you. Bye-bye.
I copy that. Tonight we had 21 p.m. participating on our air. Thank you to all who've been this evening. You'll join us here next week and every Saturday night at 9 p.m. to discuss astronomy, space, and space exploration. On this net, is never the limit. We're always looking for net call stations for this, all the other DARC nets. If you would like to try your hand at this, contact any of the net control by sending an email to nets@w5fc.org. You follow topics and discussion about this net, astronomy in general, on Facebook and X, as well as our audio video streams, archives, and other internet resources going to wfc.org at the conclusion of this net. So until next Saturday night, this is KF5PS Billy. I'll be closing the net at 22 local time and returning the repeater to normal. Everybody and enjoy the universe. And remember, tune in at 10:30 for tonight after closing the net. 73 everybody.
And Billy for doing an excellent soldiering on all of that. And we'll be back in about 2012. KK5 IDX.
Thank you, everyone.
elevation.
Normal state. W5FC.
I'm completely operational, and all my kits are functioning perfectly.
Afterglow VNet.
Okay, it is time to get tonight's Expo Movie Net. This movie that we could discuss this evening is from 2012. It's a science fiction film entitled Astronomy, The Last Push, also known as the last drop astronaut name. Directed by Eric Cage, and this is his first directorial debut. Features Ari Tate in the starring role in Eric and Brian Baumgartner. Pretty much about a three-person movie, really, when you think about it. Here is the plot. The film open montage of footage concludes greetings to Earth and an interview of the mission. Astronauts Nathan Miller and Michael Forrest are on board Life 1. Spacecraft built by the industry. There's a nation disappears until they reach Europa, taking a route around Venus, playing around Earth, being Europa. Midway through the first leg of their journey, when proximity sensing found them intact, and Michael Forrest awakens. Michael escapes, feels the damage from hibernation, re-entry capsule with Nathan still inside. Navigation control. Oxygen and is quickly repaired. Michael Edler made contact with mission control, and aside from damage to hibernation and re-entry capsule, all engine control was ship intact. Michael stays sane and lucky while attempting to make repairs to Life 1 in order to fire the engines that would swing around Venus. Without the engines firing, Life must stay in orbit around Venus. Control and keep in right contact with Mike giving regular status reports on himself, and mission control giving encouragement and help in repairing ship. Michael was frustrated over time as his gears proved ineffective during engine tests. During one of the engine tests, the ship stopped and the ship. After a hallucination of his fellow astronaut floats him away, makes one final effort to repair the ship. Proved successful. As the ship rounds Venus, Michael dons his spacesuit and readers the damaged hibernation capsule for the first time in the accident. Looks out the window in awe of the sight of Venus' atmosphere below him. After passing Venus, he successfully ignites the engines and is 2 years away from Earth. Arriving at Earth, he only has to reignite the engines and slow the ship down for re-entry, but chooses not to. He instead slingshots to Earth, per the mission and go to Europa. If someone's supposed to go, someone's supposed to see them. So, to Earth, then reignites it to Europa, and that's yes. So what we'll do is what we do. We'll folks out there would like to participate in that. Go to call sign name. Did you see the film? Now it's not a requirement that you see the film. In fact, we appreciate if you haven't seen it. Check that out. If you've got any comments or reactions with our comments, that's fine. Or if you want to mention as this may sound like, or it's reminded you of or comments whatsoever, call me. Chime in. We do those comments every day. Sometimes the sidebar is really good. For everybody who's aware, of course, and those who are not. For those who are not aware, we go in 3 rounds. We talk about the plot, followed by acting or characterization, and finally anything else having to do with the special effects, interesting details about film, or something on the first 2 rounds that we want to talk about. We'll get started. I will take check-in. If you'd like to join us, call sign here. And did you see tonight's film, Astronomy, the final version? It's started.
WV550Z, Brenda in Dallas. Yes, I know this movie. November Victor 5, Foxtrot, Virginia, in Forest. Yes, I saw the movie.
Bravo, not your kilo, come forward. Yes, I see moving. Okay, maybe a small tonight. We've got B50 set up. Brenda Dallas, she's NB5 Virginia and Fort Worth. Yes, she saw it. WB99SO Sean, also in Worth. Saw the film. Anyone else check in? Please come out.
Kilo Red Lima, and Echo Randy in Carrollton. Never seen the movie.
Okay, step one more. This is Randy, KKG9LZ Echo, or over in Carrollton. That's okay, Randy. We're going to back to you in a little bit, see what your perception is on our comments. So you will not be left out. So we'll go ahead.
Call it Kilo Echo 5 Lima Zero QSL.
Kilo Golf Lima Zulu Echo. Did I get that right? I'm sorry, Randy.
Kilo Echo 5 Lima Zulu Echo.
You said 9, Tom, and put me on the list there. NAWR.
So I got you in there. Okay, we'll come to you in just a little. Let's go ahead. We'll go down the list in order, starting with Brenda, WB5ZL. Brenda. what did you think about the plot for our quick substituted film this evening? KE555.
KE5OZL. I hadn't seen this movie before, and I really enjoyed it. It just thought it was fascinating and well done. Well, it was fairly simple. Two astronauts are headed out to Europa, and something happens, and then they have to abort. And one of them dies. The other one has a terrible time with the maintenance and trying to keep his sanity through the loneliness. He was just awesome. His strength and fortitude. But he almost led a few times, and you really feel for him. It was really easy to have a lot of empathy for the main character, and they decided he was going to go back to Europa. I didn't really agree with that because person trying to run this is too risky, and you're going to go stir crazy. There's a reason they set up in groups, in cabal groups and pairs. People need company, and you don't usually see stories where you've got 5 people, they freeze 4 of them, they'll freeze 2 or 3, and the other people are going to be there because they help, they need companionship, and I think it would be a mistake for him to go back to Europe. Leave that to the next mission, the next astronauts. Let's see. Find too much wrong with the whole premise and the plot. It was simple enough. I didn't see any serious plot in it. Okay, back to
Very good. Thank you, Brenda. No serious plot holes. I'm happy with that. The West, DC West. NV5 Virginia over in Fort Worth. What do you think about the plot? KE555.
Okay, good evening, everybody. It got to a pretty strong start. I was joking on the thread, the text thread, when it started that I was getting a lot of 2001 and 2010 quips to make, and it to me that the production company was called EMA1. So they obviously knew that they were quote movies. I know right away when the ship was going to Jupiter and Europa. Had some beautiful shots of the planet Jupiter, and there were definitely some similarities in else, including the whole aspect of life on Europa. And I liked how it got started. It had all this hope to it, and it was unpredictable. You got 2 guys going up together, and you're hibernating, and it's not terribly surprising that, I guess a couple years into their mission, necessary for them to build up the proper velocity to get out to Jupiter. Very scientifically done, I think. Anyway, they were talking earlier this evening about Europa and how long it's going to take it to get out to Jupiter, and that, no joke, it takes a long time to get out there. Anyway, I liked the start of it. There was definitely a good act of realism with the character being alone, how it would be to be alone in a in a 10-foot by 8-foot room. That's just tall enough for you to stand up in. Windows. That was actually hard for me to watch. I deal a lot with loneliness, and I don't really like lonely movie very much. I went and saw The Passengers once, and I think seeing it once was enough for me. I don't really care for that. I would have rather seen more 2010 in it, honestly, than 2001. It did have a little bit of that 2001 kind of, evens up alone, going through a Stargate. I did like the part where he did get the ship going. It was realistic. It took him a long time. He had to do this crazy electrical stuff because the malfunction of the auto systems, and he was going to have to manually burn the engines and have to do all this rewiring stuff. And it didn't just happen on the first try. It was more like 30 to try. And I know what that's like. I've built enough radio to know that's how it really would be. And then the scene where kind of gets amazed. He finally lets himself be amazed when he goes to Venus. And I liked the stuff of Venus. I thought that was beautiful. And that he got past the engine burn and got around Venus and got to see its majesty, and he actually took time to put on his suit and go look, and then after that he sort of relaxed and he received well wishes from Earth, and he had already been contemplating continuing on to Europa, but I did think the ending was a little bit bleak and a little bit unrealistic. I think he would have wanted to go home to Earth and maybe possibly help lead a more robust question to Europa in the future. But yeah, I think it would have been cool if they had actually had that cool ship that was spinning. It very reminded me of Discovery in 2010. If they'd had that cool ship and that cool set and that cool mission they were going on, which was very reminiscent of 2010. I kind of even joked to myself that the malfunction caused by the monolith people who didn't want them going to Europa because they told them not to in 2010. But anyway, I think the whole mission design and the idea of their mission to Europa, I think that would have been a cool plot to see them actually get there and see how they would have managed to meet these, ocean whales that live under the ice on Europa. I think that was super cool. And but I thought the plot was pretty good. It perfect, but it wasn't really. I think we need some movies that aren't so foreboding about space travel. It is hard. It is psychically demanding. It is lonely at times. It can. It was a very 2001. But it's the people who've gone up there. They act like it's and that it's enthralling and even fun. So I'd love to see some movies that are more 2010, more good and happy endings. Or poignant. I want a full-blown happy ending, but I liked this movie plot-wise. It was just kind of, they did a good job keeping it from getting too monotonous, because it was the guy in a room like 90% of the movie. Maybe they didn't have budget to do the cool plot where he actually gets to Europa, friends, so they had to do this. I don't know. Anyway, I like the joke, and definitely would rather it have been more fun in BD5.
All right, thank you, Virginia, and I agree with you on that. It was just brief comment, and then I'll do my comments later on. You kind of that whole thing trapped inside the small space like that. It rubs off on you. You feel it as a viewer and decide the characters quite easily, and it is on, but there's nobody wants to see. Wants that extension. That's back up. I don't exactly the reason I used it, although I thought that was pretty good, but I'll go back to that, my turn. Next is Sean, WB-SOK. Sean, what's on our plot for our movie from 85 IS?
Fort Worth. Yeah, for me, I guess I had a different feeling of this movie than the rest of you. I love movies about space novels, but it just felt like completely unrealistic in our future. It's just they basically were kind of living on some of the science here. I mean, yeah, obviously the slingshot maneuver, that's realistic. But the fact that it had an infinite amount of food, we never seen any kind of water of any kind. But of course you can't live without that. Just the ability not to build a bath, take a bath for 2 months. That'd be special for years. So to me this is a very low budget student film. Everything the 4G from the first scene onto the rest of it. It just seemed completely unrealistic. I mean, the concept was fine. We've actually seen this in a couple movies we've watched here. I was trying to remember the name of them, but I'm bad about that. I don't remember the names of that kind of. I know some other movies where astronauts being trapped for long periods of time, and they definitely capitalized on that in this one. And I thought that they did way too long. I know they're trying to make you feel claustrophobic, trying to make you feel alone, and they comp that. But really, this was a film that could have been done in 20 minutes. It's such a simple plot. And two, yes, things are very hard to base. But the fact that it took him, little months, about a year to wire that seemed a little unrealistic. And if he could even get to what he needed to get to, seemed unrealistic within that cap. And they showed the interior wiring. It seems like not particularly all tied down. I would think that anything that is going to build, everything would be nice, neatly in its place, and very well organized. It seemed like kind of cat's nest, which seemed unrealistic. So I had some nice problems with realism in this. For me, I felt that it just drug out too long. There was simple. I think the actors did a good job with the second round, but to me it just got to be a bit boring. It just got welling, and I know that's the point. It's feeling like you're alone. But it just seemed overdone. I did like the scene when he did finally get TV. Obviously re-inspired him to remind him why he was doing this, why he even wanted to travel. And I did actually really like that scene. I thought that was a great scene, man. I agree. The ending, obviously in the second zone seemed unrealistic. Obviously didn't show the rest of the film. It's already an hour and a half long. But yeah, it would have been nice to see. At least they'd even taken a couple minutes, showing that he went to his final destination. That would have, I think, been a bigger payoff. Then another problem I had too is when he injected the module. I know he did that, so his strength could be buried. But to me, that would throw the balance of the because it was meant to keep that return of voyage to Earth. So yeah, I had a little bit of trouble with science, but again, I'm not a rocket scientist, so I'm completely wrong about all of it. but there were parts I did like, but the middle part to me was a bit much, a bit too long, a bit too drug out. So anyway, back to that, this KB9, okay.
Thank you, John. And I made a good point. I missed that fact that the spacecraft return had caused it to be out of balance, counterweight on the other side. Very good point. Flapple or wheel or something like that. Okay. Randy, I'm going to hold on you a little bit because I'm going to go through the next round and I'll ask you what you think. You get the characters or things. We'll give you a nice little platform there to collect your thoughts as to whether this is something you want to see or what you thought about our mission. Anyone else want to check in before we do that? Please come with your call. Did you see the Well, I'll give my comment. Everybody pretty much mentioned the same thing. Sean hit upon a couple of things that I was going to mention and amplify and agree with, and that is that and now I forgot what they were. Well, the spacecraft and being ejected at the re-entry module was I agree with that. Film was fairly long. Took a long time to get through it. The running time was only 85 minutes, so it's a 90-minute movie. It's short by modern standards. But without enough of a plot there's a lot of time spent watching it and the same thing. Agree with them there. Limited supply, even when you are talking about foods and things like that. Not water, that's fairly bulky. There's no cycling thing that they dust or anything, so I don't. Some of that might have actually played out a little better. His slowly going kind of crazy, but having it together, I thought was fairly interesting. That was reminiscent. Some of the movies we've seen this sort of thing that's happened before. We've had several movies that have the loneliness theme and the kind of going crazy thing going on along with it. But he held it together fairly well. So I agree to believe that he would go on that mission with, probably not going to make it because of the way it seems of everything and how it had changed. So his inspiration reason was because he was over Venus and he thought with his own entity was impressed the whole thing. That's understandable. Of course, got another step to get to Jupiter, they said. That's a long time. And be lonely during that whole time. I don't know. I like the ending. It drew me emotionally, and I think it's pretty interesting how it played out. It's tedious at times, which makes sense. The rat's nesting, I agree with him there. That would be terrible. And it was fairly simple. Of course, it's a low budget just film, so have a lot to really wow you high tech because you only spend so much on that. At the local, what passes for radio these days, I guess. So there we're at. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and go to the top of the list. Andy, I haven't forgotten. I have you after Sean next round. Starting with Brett WB550. Now, what did you think of our characterization? We had a very limp cast here. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total in thing, and most of them are Larry short. Duration characters. So go ahead. What do you think about characterization and acting on film from K5ICX?
B50ZL. Well, I thought the characterization was pretty much spot on. The main character was pretty good at here, and he ran through the whole range of all the emotions that a person can have. The only person in this I heard of was Lance Henron, who of course was Bishop of Indians, and I think in 3 maybe. But it wasn't a big part. But I assume it's low budget, and they couldn't afford to hire a lot of people. So obviously they didn't need much in the way of costumes or sets or anything, and it shows. It's just one of those low things. Perhaps an independent type of movie. So maybe really the only first kind of talk about is many characters. He had 90% of the face time. Yeah, it's. I thought he did a pretty good job of it. It could have got him really fast, but he didn't. Didn't let it happen. All right, back to net. WB50ZL.
All right, thanks, Brenda. And next up is Virginia and NFF. What do you think about the characters that is KE55ICX? KE5CX in the net. This is NVV up. First, in defense of the plot concerning the logistics of food, there was a very specific reference made, albeit short, to the fact that the blue, tasty, flavored concentrate he was eating was recycled waste, human waste. So these machines, this machine and ship that was apparently to recycle, and I'm guessing it also had some additional materials for flavor things, but that's what he's eating. Which that would have been enough to make me decide to go to Europa, because man, I couldn't have spent the rest of my life eating blue toothpaste. That's like toothpaste is made out of something else, and it's supposed to taste like cheeseburgers or whatever. So, or corn or whatever he said he used to like. So, anyway, he's a good actor. He had an interesting, quality about him. He was good enough to watch in that situation for the entirety of the movie. I thought the guys who played the mission control people, I played his friend, the other astronaut, Nathan, guy who played the corporate guy who was. This was a private. It was a private thing. I think it was kind of to been, made back in the time. I guess it was 12 when this came out. I'm guessing it was supposed to be kind of a take on, the beginnings of the private space industry. So I think this was privately funded mission, the Moffat Corporation, and that guy played Mr. Moffat. I liked him because he was this big corporate guy, he had lots of money, and he was funding this thing, but he cared. He seemed like he had, he wasn't like the typical stereotype, astronaut, space travel exploitation kind. It really seemed like he was actually really interested in the mission and the people on the mission. I thought that, and I thought all the people who, played the people all the world sending messages to him from Earth, I like that was all really realistic, like that. The little boy who was telling him, Commander Forrest, I want to be just like you, and never get stuck up there. I'll come and get you. I thought he was cute. I thought that everybody was pretty decent, and there wasn't anybody in this who was just like a bad guy or who was trying to undermine things. That would have been a real typical thing to do, and I think they made the vast of space and disaster was kind of the antagonist here. The mission control guy kept trying to tell him to get some sleep. I think the realism of his character hallucinating, thinking he was hearing things, and having that be all it really was, instead of being something whole. So many of these movies where you're alone in space, or there's something horrible, or both. So I thought he did a good job playing that psychology. The times when he just got angry and had to scream, or didn't want to sleep with the light out. He was very disciplined, which is just the way an astronaut would be, and it taken fortitude that I can't even envision for him to not go home. That to me is unrealistic.
I think that he would have wanted to go home. But that's just me. I wouldn't have gone in space in the first place, even though I think space is probably cool. I don't think I have the mental fortitude to go to space. Maybe as a tourist someday, but not like that. So anyway, I like the actors. I like the characters. It made me here with this and I pay attention to it. And I wanted to see how it ended, and I cared, and I was kind of bummed when he decided he was going to go Europa all by himself. I don't think it's very realistic for one person to take and handle an entire mission like that on their own, and you know, but it is a movie. So anyway, acting characters pretty good in B5.
All right, thank you, Virginia. I totally agree with you. I'm going to hold my comment up. Next up is Sean, WD9. Okay, Sean, about the acting on our film, which is Astronomy, the push. KE5ICF. For the last.
KB9, that's okay. I do think that our main antagonist, the main character, I think it was well acted. He started out, kind of with a very dull personality, but as you got to know him, you got to understand he was just focused. Maybe necessarily not a people person. It's okay. I did like the fact that they became him as a real astronaut, as somebody, had the fortitude to focus and to complete what he was doing. We see a lot in these kind of movies, that they treat them like they're loose or not particularly great people. And we know that what it takes into that program, they're all very great people. They go up into space in a private program. I would imagine that the requirements would be the same. So I did like that. I like the fact that they treated the astronaut, I think, the proper spec of what an astronaut would be. A lot of supporting there. Yeah, obviously the billionaire that was paying for it. He was, I thought he was decent. I've actually seen him in a couple of budget films. He's about the only one I recognize. Mission Control. Yeah, I think that was the weakest of all the characters. It didn't feel like Mission Control. Once again, I realized private suits, so it just seemed to be as professional as I was expecting them to be. And it seemed just like director, hey buddy, you wanted my film? and so I don't think Mission Control was particularly good in this one, but the rest of the characters, without that there was a lot of them were all solid. I did catch the part, Virginia, about the reutilizing their bowel movements. But I would think that would diminish over time. And know that it was really designed the 1 year that's in there, Jupiter. Not sure how it would last for years, but that is gross. I agree with that. But I agree with you too. I thought it was nice that this didn't turn out to be another alien film, to where there really was something in the cabin, or it wasn't a ghost, or wasn't. It was nice to see that part to be a more a realistic situation instead of being something scary in the background. And ultimately, with happy ending, that is nice that there was no bad guys. I agree 100% on that. That is a nice change from what we typically watch. So good for them on that, for doing something like that. I think the main character is pretty good. Not that there's out there. Not much to say for this round. So, back to, one other thing. Where did you think you stole that street? I think it was years. I don't think any of those little locks are big enough. Oh, maybe it was really a TARDIS, and it's bigger on the inside than it is it looks on the outside. Back to that, B9, it's okay.
And I must be losing my edge. Usually I pick up like that. I miss big, gaping plot holes and weird stuff that mentioned all through the evening, Sean. The spacesuit is another one, a bulky suit. where to put it. Yeah. Okay. I agree with you there. All right. Finally, I'm going to go to Ray. Kilo Echo Papa Lima Zulu Co. Randy, if you're there, what do you think? Is this something you want to just film remind you of anything that you in the past, or would you be willing to watch 85 minutes of this, or anything else if you want to bring the story, the only sole survivor story? You have the full floor, KC5 ICX.
Kilo Echo Lima Zulu Echo. Actually, what the other lady was there talking about the green goop, blue goop. It reminded me of the soil and I want to indicate in my mind, and I was trying to perspective of everything. I've never seen the movie, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and watch it. But I appreciate you calling. Just here, just checking in, just hanging out with you guys, and just listening to everything. So I appreciate it. And we'll listen to EK5LZE.
Well, very good, Randy. And we didn't want to put you on the spot or anything, but we wanted to send opportunity for you to speak on anything. And a few folks that have been bringing us too, who have come in and made interesting sites, things like that. We're always nice to hear what anybody has to say, and even if they haven't seen them. So, thanks. Appreciate comments and appreciate you there. KC5 ICX. My comment on, the acting, I thought was exceptional. I thought this Carrie Payton was really good. I did look him up, of course, on the wiki. They have quite a bit on him. He has a ton of stuff. Mostly voiceover, but not completely. He is known for his work on General Hospital, playing one of the Brazilian doctors. On that, he played King Kizil on the Walking Dead series. But his work, his voice, which he's won awards for, and he won a contest. I guess started his career for was it Showtime in September of '96. So age 14 for the annual Kids Talent Quest. I have to say I was impressed with his performance, and I found him engaging. You know what's going on behind that. Behind those eyes and that brain of his is trying to sort everything out in division. He doesn't have a lot to say except to control. There's no voiceovers or anything to just log, blah, blah, blah. Cheating there. You have to get it, his emotion and the way he acted. And I thought it was well done, held it together, especially for the relatively recent plot we were dealing with. My kudos to him, and I'd love to see him. I'm a Walking Dead fan, so I don't know a lot about it. I some of it, but I understand the acting is good in that, and I think that she can hold on quite well. It was also nice seeing, Jim, I'm sorry, Landon, I didn't recognize him. Of course, the time between the two films, Aliens and Astronaut Last Push is, decades, so that may explain it. But he was quite interesting, and as the charismatic financier, billionaire guy who does mention and puts it up. I thought he was quite interesting. We did not go for the editor selfish or anything like that. The Moffat character firsthand. That's what he said. He said at the very beginning. And the fourth character decided that he was fulfilled that had equal drive to make that happen. But of course, the price was too great. I'm sure the reason we didn't get to Europa is that more than likely he wouldn't have made it. we'll never know, will we? It's going to be one mystery left open. I don't think they're ever going to make a sequel to this that would make any sense, and it would ruin my thing. But I said that about 2001, and here we are. We talked about all the sometimes. So I could be wrong about that. Okay, I didn't ask if there's anyone else that wanted to check in. If you do, now's your opportunity. Please come with your name. As you see, our film is Astronomy last push. Final round. We just had a small group tonight. By the way, I want to thank folks that came out for my retirement party last week. A lot of them that participated on this, so not everybody is here. But I want to thank everybody for the surprise party. It was great. I've got 2 more days, Monday and Tuesday this week, and then I'm tired from work. Looking forward to doing a lot of new things. So let's start with that WBC5 Hotel. Final round. Is anything you wanted to be? Special effects you want, music, or something you just around? Yes. I guess. You may have stepped away or fell asleep sometime. Instead, I was talking to her musical. Man, I take 2 naps on Saturdays because I can't stay awake till midnight normally either. So if she didn't take naps, she could be asleep. But we'll come back to it in a little bit. NCD5F, your thoughts, special effects, or anything you bring to the table, please go ahead. NCD5F.
Okay, thank you. I am sorry I missed your big show tonight. I wanted to be there. Distance and lack of transportation are my excuse, and I'm glad it was in, and just glad. Congratulations! Glad you're almost done. That's a big accomplishment. Okay, special effects, whatever. Well, the score, I have a bone to pick with all these movies with their minimalistic, nothing scores that don't add any comfort or nothing soothing or interesting to the plot. I like good music. So the music was okay. It was full and probably just due to the and now it's acceptable to have pretty just music that's almost atmospheric, and it's not very expensive, I guess, to produce that kind of music. So that's a thing now, and I like it. But I'll just keep saying I don't like it. The special effects, the visual effects were wonderful. Some really nice, subtle images of planets and spaceships. They had a bit of the Babylon 5, this on a computer sheen to them. But overall, I liked the effects, special effects, actual practical part of him being in that tiny room and all that. That was pretty cool. They did a good job with the giving it that this is a real spacecraft kind of feel to it. It wasn't super big and roomy and huge like centrifuge on the Discovery. It was actually real more like you think of spaceship would really be very, very, very utilitarian, and I really liked stuff at the beginning where they were laying out the whole. This is why we're going to Europa, and if they had the budget and the inclination to do that plot, I think that would have been very cool. Like I said, that you pointed out the name of the production company. It belies their interest in science fiction, what it stems from, and a lot of the people grew up on things I enjoy. When I was a kid, I couldn't find anybody anywhere who understood when I'd make jokes of Dave and Frank and Hal and all that. And now there's people, you know, they're all making science fiction movies, and you know, you find out there's all these nerds who were here. There was no way to find them because we didn't have the internet. So anyway, I thought the movie overall was well made. You know, the editing was good. It wasn't boring. It did a good job with a very monotonous plot. And guess I'll just finish on that. Overall, good in V5.
I agree with you. Up, Sean, WBBNA SOK on your command. If you want special effects, music, or something we didn't cover first couple of rounds from K5 idea.
This is KB9, okay. Yeah, well, congratulations on your retirement, Tom. That's awesome. Hopefully you have some really fun things planned. That's great. But yeah, the movie, yeah, I agree. Music was pretty minimal. Wasn't too exciting. The one song they played on there was, which obviously don't film the shuttle. I would guess he'd have the ability to mute. Okay. But yeah, not much as far as music goes. The sound was okay, I think, for a low budget film. You know, the scene really showed, looked really good. Even though they had the scale that was supposedly, imprinted on the window was actually square. Those kind of things kind of annoying sometimes with the special effects. Clearly that they get easy to fix, but all in all, yeah, it had that small feel, which I agree. It was very realistic. This thing, after all, space large, so a good reason. So yeah, that part was pretty good. Yeah, not a lot to effects. Just, pretty basic, low budget, not a lot to say there. They said there were aspects I enjoyed this film, but it just felt like there just wasn't enough to last even 85 minutes for me. Regret seeing home, but I don't know that I would watch it again. And I was probably hard pressed to really recommend it. I'd be on the fence whether I would, tell so many friends to watch this. Like I said, it's definitely better than some stuff we've seen, but to me it was a little tough to watch. If anybody's at all interested in the other reasons to watch, and has Paramount Plus on there for free right now, I guess it's not really free. You get a Paramount Plus. But so yeah, so now it's really fun talking about these films. Looking forward to this one, and back to that. This is KB9SK.
Okay, well, thank you for your comments. I agree with you all. This was fine film. It was entertaining. I am a soundtrack. I would love soundtrack. There can be some multiple motion pictures with different composers and all of that. So I'm very much into movie music, and I am not a fan of the I don't know what you would call it, atono that can make the film evoke emotion, but when it becomes the entire film, I'm not so hot on it, and this one fits into that category. I worry about motion pictures and music mainly because it is expensive. You have to full orchestras are not cheap to do. The composers are expensive, so having a sort of keyboard synthesizer, a second or even third tier composer, or some of the directors and producers for movies end up doing the motion picture for. Asked around was it that Carpenter is one for his movies, and they were low budget, and they started to do them anyway because they have sort of they're creatives, and they you know, a lot of people that are in motion groups that can actually play instruments and write music. It's crazy, they're crazy, but they're entertainers. That side of the brain. At any rate, I thought it was okay. It did get an A part. Overall, special effects look good. Doing the same fly over and over and over and over and over again. Thought it was rather entertaining. I know this thing was digitally done, but the command service module look-alike from Apollo program was very obvious in the re-entry part and in the habitation part. I guess to a certain extent that's interesting. I'm not so sure I get with, with supplies and everything. I would think the spacecraft might be a little bigger. I figured that would probably make it a little less claustrophobic, and that was the whole thing. Claustrophobic and monotonous and a little comfortable to watch, so I can see that. The overall look of the film was good. As I mentioned earlier, I think the special effects is actually probably a lower budget film. I spent a lot of money. I don't see a budget in here. Real quick. I don't see a budget on this, so I don't know. It's probably not a lot. But special effects were there. Great. Julie, I love the Venus flyby. Was fantastically well done. I enjoyed that quite a bit, and it did have the appropriate effect. It impressed me as much as it impressed Forrest. So I can buy into, or at least partially into his belief that he had to go on with the mission, and that it changed him mentally. What he was supposed to do with the rest of his life. So I thought that was pretty cool. What else? I guess that's basically it. I agree with everyone else. Probably not a film I would watch again. It's unlikely. But even so, I thought it was very entertaining and worth the 85 minutes to watch the film. And with that, I'll go ahead and open it up if anybody has additional comments or final check-ins. I think pretty much hit it this evening, and we're about a half hour early. But if you do have something, or you want to bring something to talk about, now's your chance. Come with your call.
Kilo Echo 5 Lima, Kilo Echo.
KE5LZE. Randy, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going through the banks, and I don't know what net this is, but I wanted to check in again. I was just scrolling through the bands there. QSL.
Well, very good. I'm glad you're here. I'm not sure exactly what you're trying. I'm over on Starlink, I think, and where that pays out. This is the site FC here in Dallas, and we have on Saturdays the night net starting at 7 o'clock and going all night until about night. Except we're going to do a little early tonight. We have the TechNet, where we talk about things technical about amateur radio, at 8 o'clock. At 7 o'clock. We have 6:30 TechNet, and then from 7 to 8 is TechNet, followed by Skynet, about an hour break from 9 until 10:30. We have Astronomy net, and then from 10:30 to 12 we have the Astronomy net, which is what you're on right now. And then during the week, on Mondays we have alternating things at 7 o'clock, and we have on Wednesdays we've got 8 o'clock for AMSAT, and then on Friday evenings we've got the what am I thinking? The Third City net, So we have a lot of on this repeater. You're welcome to check in any and all of those nets. We have a very active repeater here in the Dallas area. Where are you located, if you don't mind me, Randy?
Oh, okay, so this is a repeater, actually. This is definitely a repeater, because I'm not... I was serving the band for sideband, and just for side activity, and I heard you guys in there, and I just rolled it over to FM and found you guys. So I don't know the exact frequency. Is it 162.880.000 QSL? No, I don't know. Kilo Echo 50 Echo Rand. I mean, Carrollton, Texas.
Okay, I'll bet you're on narrowband FM. That's why you sound a little on the east side, which normally means it's one of those connections that we have through the internet. Now, we are here in Dallas, and not too far from me. I'm up in Louisville, so glad you're here. Please drop by anytime. And glad you're out there, and sometimes you find us accidentally, but very glad to have you. Okay, let me see here. Next week, since we had a program change, and that deal wasn't available for free, and I'm cheap. I want for free. I don't have Paraplus. But so we moved the move choice, which we passed on the last push tonight. Next week will be Jupiter 2032. I'll go ahead and the adjustment on the Afterglow Movies Facebook page, so that know along with the link. Sorry about that. Sometimes it happens. There's just a change in, particularly some newer movies. They have a tendency to rotate in and out quickly on services. And another thing I found with streaming services, especially the small ones, is they'll do a round drop and take a movie like Max Steel, for example, and they'll run it for a week or 2 weeks on one streaming service and move to another and run it there for 1 or 2 weeks, and then the next one and run it there for 1 or 2 weeks. So something like an anime series originally, and then this which was the live action 2016. So if you go and look, you'll find a ton of Max Steel anime films. This is the live action version, thing. So I'm not sure if it fits in the space-time continuum or theatrical release, but I feeling this is just a small film run on the smaller service, except for Paramount, which now has it. Okay, thank you everyone for checking in this evening. I'm going to take it to, I don't know, I'm just going to go watch my own thing, Night Stalker. I watched the Night Stalker, maybe a little bit of Lost in Space. Second season begins, by the way. Okay, second season of Lost in Space begins tonight over on. So catch y'all later. This is AE5I6 clear. Thanks for everyone participating tonight. Do it, AE5I6.
I got two things to say real quick before you go. Is there helium in the new Lost Space? And then also, you said that sometimes things happen upon you. I got a perfect example at Cruise. Cruise, I just found guys and kind of, you know. But Tom, good night and everybody. AWWR.
Yeah, Cruise used to be regular, and unfortunately, or fortunate for him, back to work. He kind of mini retirement, and then decided I tired of this, and I want to go back to work. Went back to work, and now we don't hear because he's busy working. But he was fun on this net, and I come back when he gets a chance for a more favorable schedule. But you're right. He's the guy that actually told us about the net and where it was, and he became a regular here. And we miss him. We really do miss him. I see David's out there too. WIVBBB. He's a brother. Come on. So I'll say hi to David. He's included that. Did you get a chance to see this one, David? Tonight's movie was Turn on the Last Push. K5ICX.
Yeah, I've been looking on
Castify listening to y'all talk about the movie. I watched like a fast forward kind of view of the movie and kind of understood what you were talking about. I'll just add, to get over the loneliness of space, there's a simple solution. The kitten in the space capsule. Let it go up with you on your travels. You know, just recycle cat litter. That's all that you need to figure out. And that isolation and loneliness will be gone. Enjoyed listening to y'all about the movie. Step 5 EBB.
Yeah, but sometimes, I got to comment, David. Sometimes, my first cat only lived 9 years. That's in space-time, that's nothing. Whereas I got one they're like 16 years, you know, two sisters. Well, they're on board time every day. But anyways, Cruz was a truck driver mistaken, and one of the truck stops on I-20, and he heard you guys, and I don't believe he resided in the area, and then he ended up in Arlington, and he was able to start participating in the net there. So I think that was his kind of story, if I'm not mistaken. There. All right, NWWR, shut up.
Yeah, he was, I don't know if he's moved out of the area or not. I know he's on the road. And David is out of the area, WWBB, and he was a regular too. Both of them great contributors to this. A lot of fun. I probably not the key thinker on a lot of these films, so I can offer a lot of really good commentary with it too. And they're both very perceptive and to plot and story and meaning and all of that. I probably would flunk film school if I were put in a position like that.
Well, Tom, at least you have something to say, and you heard the cat. So, David, let me ask you a question there. It's pretty high elevation out there in town. I talked to a couple guys out there on Simplex. Right? There's no reason an HOA or something, because you should be able to get. There's no reason you should be able to get our machine, the RC machine, via RF.
It's only in the last couple of weeks that I've gotten back to FM with RF. I've mostly been focused on AF, making national contact. But I have tried to reach WWFC, but it will not reach. Now, granted, I'm only using a J-pole, and it is about 60 miles, I think. I can reach some air repeaters, such as N5 GU and the Johnny repeater and Hurst repeaters. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of power I need to reach them. But unfortunately, I can't reach Dallas, WW5EB.
Well, let me give you a word of advice. I know you know what you're doing. I know you're been around for a number of years now. But before you start wasting a bunch of money on power, just a 50-watt mobile or whatever, good coax, because even at 150 megahertz, 144 megahertz, it gets a little bit lossy. Good coax and get an antenna with some gain. The J-pole doesn't even know how much gain that is. It's minimal gain. So that gain is gain and then a non-lossy coax. With that elevation you got out there, David, I think you should gangbusters. You really WFBB, NAWR.
You're absolutely right. The antenna is and there's no HOA here, so no restrictions. I think there may be one if you build a tower, but putting up a J-pole, not just on the side of the house might be okay. But there's still more in this hobby for me to learn more about, and antennas beyond the basics is one of the things I need to really research and get familiar with. But thanks for the recommendation. And yeah, the elevation is about 8,500 feet. Hello, 850 here, 880 feet. A little bit higher elevation than Fort Worth, Dallas.